going to do a lot of things.
Some of the players to look for as we get set for the kickoff. Michigan against Notre Dame. Notre Dame wins the toss, Jim. It's beautiful. Night before the big game, and I get a voice like this.
That's okay, Larry. I understand perfectly. Get a little hoarse, a little excited about this ball game. Notre Dame has won the toss. They elected to receive. It is a beautiful day here in South Bend, Indiana, for the Notre Dame-Michigan football game. Ali Haji Sheikh will kick it off for Michigan. And we get started. Temperature 78 degrees. Beautiful afternoon. Field in great shape, and we're underway.
Super kick goes right through the end zone.
Haji Sheikh last week had some trouble keeping it in the field of play, but on that one he put it right through the end zone. Notre Dame will get it 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line as Michigan's defense comes in to start the ball game.
No doubt about it, he's pumped up about that. He was kicking well before the game started and kicked well on that one.
We expect to see only one change in the Michigan defense. That's at middle guard as we take a look at the Notre Dame offensive backs and backfield as they're in a stacked eye. 2 tight ends.
1st and 10 at the 20. And it's fullback Carter. Got to 2nd and 8.
Mike Turkovac in there on the stop. We mentioned beforehand, Larry, the only change for the Michigan defense at middle guard. Winford Caraway, number 63, is in there. Let's check Notre Dame's offensive line. Mastek, the tight end, a good one. Shiner, Gagnon, Scully, the captain at center. Berger and Fuzz-Derrick. They are big and they're tough.
Houlihan moves out left. Hunter is split wide left on a 2nd and 8. Carter straight back through the middle and maybe a yard, maybe 2. Andy Canavino on the tackle. 2nd down, 7. 3rd down and 7.
Michigan defense tightened up a little bit. Looks like here in the early going from last week. Last week, Northwestern had a good day inside on them. Today against the Irish, they're looking a little bit tougher.
At least on 2 plays. One setback is Carter behind Corey on this 3rd down from the 23-yard line of Notre Dame. And Carter gets the pitch. Barely to the 25-yard line. He is stacked up. Oh, they had a lot of people over there. Caraway was one of them. Gergash was at the bottom of the pile, along with Turgovac. So it's 4th down and 5, and in to kick for Notre Dame is Blair Keel.
Got to give the defense confidence, Larry, in that first series of downs, being able to hold the Irish to really just 5 yards gain.
Anthony Carter is deep for Michigan to receive a kick from Blair Keel. End over end bounces, and Carter won't get a chance to field it as it's down by Notre Dame at about the Michigan 43-yard line.
Michigan will enjoy good field possession on their first possession. Ball will be down on the 40. Michigan will take over as we take a look at the backfield. Rich Hewlett will start at quarterback. Stanley Edwards is the fullback. We'll have to check the tailback, though. We heard word that Butch Woolfolk would not start, and Lawrence Ricks would be in there. Wide receivers, Anthony Carter, number 1, and Alan Mitchell. And yes, it is Butch Woolfolk starting at tailback today for Michigan, or rather Lawrence Ricks starting at fullback in place of Butch Woolfolk, who started last week against the Northwestern Wildcats.
They did move the ball to the 44 where that first contact was made. I thought they'd have to do that, and they did. 1st down, Michigan at their own 44-yard line. Their first offensive play of the game. Hewlett, Carter in motion. And Ricks it is. Oh, no running room at all for Ricks. Got a yard, maybe. Don Kidd on the tackle.
We said before the game that Michigan might show Notre Dame a little bit different offensive look than they did in the first game. Bo played it very conservative throughout the first game. Take a look at the offensive line of the Wolverines. Betts at tight end, Paris, Powers, Lilja, the co-captain there at center, Becker and Ed Moransky. Anthony Carter came in motion across the formation. First time we saw that this season.
Back to throw on 2nd down and 9. Overthrown, but just barely. Anthony Carter was deep and pretty well covered. John Krim one of two men who are back stride for stride with Anthony Carter.
Before the game, Dan Devine was asked how he was going to cover him as we take a look at the front four of the Notre Dame Irish, Hankard, Kramer, Kidd, and Zedek. They asked him how he'd cover Carter. Well, it looks like he's going to cover him with one-on-one coverage and then move back with a free safety. The linebackers for the Irish, Zavignon, Crable, the captain, and Joe Rudzinski. The secondary, Duerson, DeCiato, Gibbons, and Krim.
Third down, 9 to go. They pull in an extra linebacker for Notre Dame, expecting the pass, and Carter goes in motion. And Hewlett goes back to throw as expected. Running out of it, however. Good move by Rich Hewlett up over the 50-yard line to about the Notre Dame 47.
Thanks, Froggy. Hey, I'll tell you, you're doing all right for having... yeah, you're doing all right, though, for having some laryngitis problems here. I think Rich might have had a little bit more room had he taken a cut to the left-hand side, but he chose to go right, and it didn't get the first down. It's 4th and 2. The Wolverines forced to punt. Don Bracken back. The return man will be Dave Duerson.
On a 4th and 2, got to kick it away. Notre Dame pulling some people off that line of scrimmage now to go back and help block. And Bracken sends a beautiful punt that should go to the end zone.
On the next series of downs, Notre Dame was forced to punt, so we move ahead to action later in the quarter.
First quarter action from Notre Dame Stadium with 8:38 to play. Ricks going for the outside. Ricks is met hard and driven to the ground by John Krim, but he made a good gain out of that play.
Lawrence Ricks saw that everything was closed up inside, turned it outside, ran away from Bob Crable, the linebacker, and met Krim good. A good gain of about 5 yards on the play. There wasn't much of a hole inside, but good speed by Lawrence Ricks gets him outside, gets 5.
Third down and 4 at the Michigan 39-yard line. Fakes it to Edwards. Hewlett keeps. There's a first down into Notre Dame territory before he can be stopped and brought down by Dave Duerson.
Just an outstanding option play, Larry. Hewlett will come down the line of scrimmage, and he looks straight at the end. The end will take the pitchman Ricks. Hewlett turns it up inside, and he is on his way. A 16-yard gain. He is from Plymouth, Michigan, of course, a sophomore out of Salem High School there in Plymouth. Good run for the first down of the game.
1st and 10. Pitch to Ricks. He tries the short side of the field and fights through a couple of tacklers for a gain of maybe 8 yards. Good run by Lawrence Ricks.
Ricks the starter today in place of Butch Woolfolk, and you see his power. He was All-State in high school, a member of the National Honor Society, and here he shows you his power. He runs over his own tight end, Betts, runs through a tackle, and continues for 4 more yards before he's brought down by Gibbons.
2nd and 2 at the Notre Dame 37-yard line. Michigan with a first quarter drive, the second time they touched the ball. Edwards inside. There's your first down.
I think the field is helping a bit, Larry, in the fact that Michigan has been able to go outside, and that softens the Irish up a little bit inside. Stanley Edwards here gets a good hole. You see him carrying the ball with both hands. He fumbled the ball last week against Northwestern. Bo obviously had a talk with him and said, Stanley, in a big one like this, I don't want to see the ball on the ground.
1st and 10 for Michigan. Notre Dame 28-yard line. Anthony Carter is wide left. Alan Mitchell split to the right. Tried Edwards again. He got maybe 2 yards. Scott Zedek wrapped him up. Pulled him down at the 26-yard line.
Big Scott Zedek, probably one of the most talented of the Irish front four, read this one beautifully. It was a triple option. He gave it to Edwards. Kind of a bad decision by Hewlett, as Zedek was staring him right in the face. He probably should have hauled it back out and gone to the pitchback. Gerald Ingram coming into the game at fullback for Stanley Edwards as Stanley kind of limps off a bit. We'll have to check him out and see if he just got bumped up a bit.
2nd and 8, Michigan. Now at the 26-yard line of Notre Dame. Hewlett's got the back split behind him, and Anthony Carter is wide left. Takes to both unbroken play, and just a loss of about 4 when it's all over with at the 30-yard line. Didn't know whether to hand off or keep it or what.
Pat Kramer in there on the stop. Just a bad play, Larry. Just a bad play. Looked like they're trying to run a crossbuck, but Hewlett didn't know which way to go. Ingram goes one way, Ricks goes the other way, and he didn't have possession of the ball, and I think that's what caused the problem. When Ingram came by, he kind of knocked possession of the ball out of Hewlett's hand. Hewlett couldn't get it to Ricks, and he just kind of had to sit there and eat it.
It's 3rd and 11, and Notre Dame is looking for the pass, of course. Get an extra linebacker in there, and they get it. Hewlett, incomplete, out of the hands of Norm Betts. Tom DiCiotto was there, but Norm Betts had a hand on it, probably should have held on.
Tough pass to throw. He's coming across the formation, all the way across the field. And DiCiotto, playing safety, knows Michigan goes to that tight end in critical situations. He came across it, just managed to deflect it a little bit, and I think that broke Norm's concentration. Michigan trying for the field goal.
This will be from the 37 for a distance of 47. Ali Haji Sheikh gets a good set, nailed it. No good, off to the left.
Larry, the problem with Haji Sheikh, the same as last year. He's got great distance, but he hooks it a little bit left, and Michigan misses a good chance at scoring.
Let's pick up the action later in the quarter with Notre Dame in possession.
If they can, as Hunter comes wide to the right, there's Houlihan in motion to the left, goes out in the left wing. That's Buchanan and Carter, the setbacks. Houlihan comes to this side. Here's the pitch to Carter. Carter cuts in. He is shoestringed by Mel Owens, who shoestringed him behind the line of scrimmage, and he falls forward for about a yard gain.
Mel Owens penetrated very well from his left linebacker spot. Watch Owens, number 53. There you'll see Buchanan trying to block him. See there, he just tripped up Carter, the ball carrier.
Gain of 1, 2nd down 9 from the Michigan 46. The clock is running, 2.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter.
2nd and 9, Notre Dame at the Michigan 46-yard line. Houlihan and Hunter split out to the right now, and Houlihan back in motion to the left, trying to confuse the defensive set. Corey to throw. Got his man at the 40. Pushed out of bounds by Canavino. Maztek, the fine tight end, signals, yes, I got it. And yes, we're close to a first down. 3rd and 1.
Very simple play. Play action holds the linebackers a minute. The tight end comes across the field. He beats the linebacker and makes the good reception. Enough for about 6 yards. It gets Notre Dame into a position where they're 3rd down now and about 2, and really that's their down.
That's what you need at 2nd and 9, something like that. Carter tries straight ahead, gets the first down. Caught and thrown back by Owens and Bostic, but not before he had the first down inside the Michigan 35.
I think the big thing about Carter is the way he explodes through the hole, Larry. He gets to the hole and then can make the cut right at the hole to get the extra yardage. Dan Devine obviously pleased about this drive for the Irish.
5'10", 193-pound sophomore Phil Carter doing most of the running in this drive. 1st and 10, the Michigan 34-yard line. Corey's got receivers split both ways. Instead gives to the fullback straight ahead. Sweeney, not much room to run there. Caraway jammed it up. So did Turgevac.
Looks like the Michigan, or rather the Notre Dame offensive plan is for the backs, when they get to the hole, immediately cut it back across the grain, trying to negate the great pursuit, great quickness of the Michigan defense. So far with Carter, it's worked. With a bigger back like Sweeney, it didn't.
2nd and 8 this time at the 31 of Michigan. Notre Dame adjusts its set each time. Now they're ready, and Carter gets the call straight ahead over the 30, bent back. Oh, he's really twisted in that pile.
Andy Canavino made a good play there. He came through the hole. It was a trap where the guard's coming across the ball. Canavino came up and met the guard and stood the guard up in the hole. And it forced Carter to cut it back into the pursuit. Third down efficiency. Michigan 50%, Notre Dame at 33 1/3. But right now Notre Dame has got a third down and about 6. Their biggest play now in a scoring drive possible.
22 seconds left in the first quarter. Third down and 6. Key play to keep this drive going for the Irish, and they go to Carter. He's got it. Phil Carter got it. Reeves tackled him, but it's first down, Notre Dame.
Caved him in on the outside. Carter breaks it outside. There's the hole. And then he turns his body north and south to get the first down yardage. Reeves comes over. Canavino finally puts the stopper on him as the first quarter ends with the score 0-0, Notre Dame and Michigan.
Notre Dame opens the second quarter at the Michigan 23-yard line with a first down. Michigan had a field goal attempt. Notre Dame mounting its first successful drive so far, and Carter takes it to the 20-yard line around the right side. Jeff Reeves will be at the bottom of that pile and help Carter back up.
They run the tight end across the formation, then bring him back as an extra blocker. They've got a guard and a fullback out ahead of Carter, and Carter turns it back up inside. Canavino gets a hand on him, but Reeves is the guy that fights through all the blocks and makes the stop on Carter. Second down and 8.
Notre Dame driving at the Michigan 21-yard line. Corey with a couple of backs stacked right behind him. Receivers split both ways, and he looks quickly for Hunter. Batted away by Nicolau. Dave Nicolau reached right up and batted that ball out of the air. Good defensive play.
That's just great reaction. Watch Nicolau, 96, top of your screen. He gets hit, sees it's a quick pass. Now watch. He'll just jump up, try to knock it down. He was being blocked at the time that he jumped up and knocked it down. Good play by Michigan's left defensive tackle, Dave Nicolau.
And a very big play. It makes it third down and 8 yards to go. The Notre Dame drive in trouble right now unless they convert on this third down. Quick pass. Corey got his man. First down at the 10-yard line, complete to Hunter. Tony Hunter, their fine pass receiver, just slanted in and was wide open.
Almost an impossible pass to cover. He is 6'5", sophomore out of Moeller High School in Cincinnati, and he is being covered by Marion Body, and they were double covering him with the free safety, but on a quick pass like that, the free safety just can't get over there quick enough to make a hit. And when he shields his body from the defender, the ball is in there, forget it. Tony Hunter's going to make the catch.
First and goal, Notre Dame at the Michigan 10-yard line. They got the Michigan defense jumping around. There's a flag on the play. Carter is knocked down for 6. Carpenter made the stop, but the Michigan defenders were scrambling all over the place, and Notre Dame took advantage of that snap. Got 4 yards. We'll see what they do with the call. It's against Michigan. So they can have 5 and have first and goal from the 5-yard line. I would think that would be your choice.
Right now he's discussing it with Notre Dame tri-captain John Scully, the center. And I believe they are going to take the penalty. It will be first down and goal at the 5-yard line. The Irish now in great position. The referee tells us Michigan was offsides.
Well, your choices are 2nd and 6 or 1st and 5, and you got to go 1st and 5, and that's what it is. In the second quarter, Notre Dame threatening. Everyone's in tight. Carter, penalty flags. Carter gets no yardage at all. Owens, Canavino, and Moore stacking that play up. But I think that penalty will set Notre Dame back 5 yards.
It looks like illegal procedure against the Irish. Michigan in the goal line, running 2 men on either side of the center in the gaps. They just shoot it in there and try to stack the offensive linemen up and prevent them from getting a good charge, stalemate them at the line of scrimmage, and then let the linebackers pick the hole and make the hit. And on that point, on that play, it was Canavino coming through the hole, making the hit on Carter.
So they get the down again, but they go back 5 yards, and they're back to the original position of 1st and 10 at the Michigan 10-yard line. There goes their good 1st and 5. They're all in tight, backs in a straight lineup behind Corey, the quarterback. Now they send a man in motion and pitch to Carter. Out of bounds at the 6-yard line. A repeat of an earlier play. It's now 2nd and 6, just as the way they were doing it before. This drive take anything out of you, Jim, to be down there and have it bounce back and forth like it has?
Well, you'd like to get in and get things going right away. Penalties seem to break a momentum up, and it might have happened to Notre Dame. We'll have to wait and see.
2nd and 6. Carter, big opening. Touchdown, Notre Dame.
Just a good block play. They had the line of scrimmage blocked well. Carter gets the ball. There's a big hole. He just runs straight through it, north and south, breaks 2 tackles into the end zone. Very simple. No problem there. You got a hole, run through it.
Wipe some people out of the way, and that young man will run a long way. Junior Harry Oliver is the kicker out of Cincinnati, Ohio. A left-footed kicker. Set is down, it's up, it's good, and it's Notre Dame 7, Michigan nothing early in the 2nd quarter. Mike Johnson is the man who does the kicking off for Notre Dame. He's got the ball teed up, deep for Michigan. Anthony Carter and Stanley Edwards. Carter hiding behind Edwards so he can move to the side of the field the ball is kicked to, and you can't avoid the dangerous Michigan return man. Anthony back into his own end zone. No chance to run that back.
That's about the only way you're going to keep Anthony Carter bottled up. They are just going to kick it deep, and if he can't run it back, no problem.
Good wind blowing that way. It helped Haji Sheik's opening kickoff, too.
Michigan was unable to move the football, so we pick up the action later in the quarter.
It is 2nd and 10 at the Michigan 20-yard line. Notre Dame leads 7-0 with just under 7 minutes left to play in the half. Corey looking to get it all in one pass. Got most of it. Tony Hunter makes the grab. He is hauled down by Jeff Reeves. Maztek. My mistake, Dean Maztek, the tight end.
Simple pattern tight end coming all the way across the field again. He is covered by Jeff Reeves, who is the Wolfman in the Michigan defensive front. And it's tough because Reeves is actually starting outside of Maztek when he lines up, and he's got to come across and chase him. And when Curry lays it in as well as he did, that's tough to defend.
3rd and 3. He got 7 of the 10 he needed. Houlihan goes in motion. Carter gets the call. Dives to a 1st down. They can feel it now. What a good drive this is.
They say when you come to Notre Dame, you also have to play the crowd, and that is the case right now as the Irish faithful are really ready. They can kind of smell blood as the Notre Dame team moves in for possibly score number 2.
1st and 10 at the 10-yard line. Houlihan again in motion. Corey with a pitch back to Carter. Mel Owens tied him up. Andy Canavino finished it. No gain on the play. But it's not the noise of the crowd so much as it is the blocking of the Irish that makes these drives go.
They're doing well inside the tackles. You'll see this play coming to the outside. Here's Owens. He sees he won't let him back outside, and then he forces him inside. Canavino comes in there to help. Good play by both Owens to force him inside, Canavino to come in there and make the hit.
2nd and 10. Notre Dame at the Michigan 10. Corey doesn't like what he sees, calls a timeout with 5 minutes and 5 seconds left in the half, and the score, Notre Dame 7, Michigan nothing. After a timeout, the Irish come back with their still 2nd and 10 situation at the Michigan 10-yard line. Corey looks to throw. Got his man. Touchdown. Houlihan.
call the timeout because I think they ran the same defense. Houlihan one-on-one with Brian Carpenter, forces him inside, and then takes an outside go, runs it to the flag. Curry puts it on the numbers. Carpenter is beaten, and Notre Dame has now jumped in front 13-0.
Harry Oliver gets his position to try for the conversion. And he converts successfully. It's 14-0 Notre Dame with 5 minutes left in the half.
All right, Notre Dame kickoff. Exactly 5 minutes remaining in the half. 14-0. 11 yards and 11 plays, 51 yards. Notre Dame has taken over this ball game.
The previous touchdown, they went 16 plays for 70 yards. So it's ball control. And that's the same thing that happened to Michigan last week against Northwestern. In the second half, Northwestern had 45 plays to Michigan's 15.
That's incredible. Here is Mark Johnson again. This time it's going to be run back by Carter at the 5, 10. Look out, 20, 30. And a great tackle by Dave Durson at the 30. He might have busted it. Michigan will put it in play from the 32-yard line as Anthony Carter, Riviera Beach, 5'11", 160, just about busts this one.
And there's a speedster. This is the first time he's handled the ball. He's 5'10", runs the 40 in 4.4, runs the 100 in a 9.6 or 7. And what a tackle here by Dave Durson of Muncie, Indiana. 31-yard return.
We'll have a Michigan man down on the 20-yard line, so we're going to be halted here momentarily. Notre Dame leading 14-0. And we'll see, try to get an idea who this is here with this number halfway obscured here. It's Tom Garrity, second string center behind George Lilja in the offense.
John Wangler, the power football quarterback, hands it off a lot, throws a lot, and throws well.
1st and 10, Michigan from their own 32-yard line. They've got some room to throw it if they want to, and they almost have to, trailing 14-0. Wangler takes a long count, gives to Lawrence Ricks instead. Maybe a yard gain as Crable wrapped him up.
While Notre Dame's offensive line is controlling Michigan's defense, it looks like the defensive line is controlling Michigan's offensive line also. Crable coming through from his linebacker position behind the block of Kurt Becker to make the hit. Michigan getting really nothing on the ground here in the first half against the Irish.
And Notre Dame full expecting them to throw here on a 2nd and 9 situation. Sorry about the voice. Doesn't hurt at all, but there isn't much there. Wangler's got a receiver split both left and right. Carter out to the left and Mitchell out to the right. Looking for tight end to Betts, and he gets him up near the 42-yard line. Nice reception by Norm Betts.
And an excellent throw by John Wangler. He put it in between two receivers. Wangler goes back, play action, holds the linebackers a second, pumps once, then fires it between two people. Betts going down to his knees to make sure he has possession, and it's close enough that they'll measure.
Oh, they're really giving this one a good look. Signals about an inch or two. But that's not bad, 3rd and inches. And there's time left, 4 minutes left in the quarter, so Michigan could get some points on the board before the half, and that's very important, I think.
I think we also remember 2 years ago, Michigan came down here and trailed at halftime, 14-0. So who knows? You know, history has a habit of repeating itself.
Everyone is in tight on his 3rd down and inches. And the give is to Edwards, and he knifes through and finds an opening, makes the first down rather easily. Stanley Edwards to the 45-yard line. First down, Michigan.
Stanley finds a seam in between the tackle and end and just manages to sneak underneath all of those big people up front to get the first down.
Becker and Paris throwing the blocks on that side of the line on that particular play. First down, Ricks. Big opening. Lawrence Ricks. Look at him go. In down the 26-yard line. Lawrence Ricks.
I think the fact that Wangler's in the game, Larry, has helped that play out. Simply because Wangler does throw so well, they're so conscious of pass that the play is blocked better. The linemen are looking past, so they're putting their ears back for the rush. It opened up the middle, and Ricks makes a great run out of it. And watch here, Anthony Carter, little Anthony, who we know is a great pass receiver, is downfield throwing a block. As a matter of fact, he gets the guy out of the way for an extra couple of yards as Ricks runs hard.
28 yards on the play for Lawrence Ricks. First down, Michigan at the 26-yard line of Notre Dame. Stanley Edwards. No place to go.
The fullback doesn't seem to be going anywhere. Michigan has run the tailback pretty successfully here in this drive, but the fullback does not get in there and make any holes. That means that the interior front three for the Wolverines, Lilja, Powers, and Becker, have to start blocking a little bit better.
And that was supposed to be a strength of this team. You better take it, Jim. I'm in trouble here.
Second down, and we'll call it 10. Wangler looking to put it up. Fred Brockington, the intended receiver, and he dropped it. Ball thrown a little bit behind him. He was coming back for it, but just couldn't hang on, and it'll go an incomplete pass. Michigan looking now at third down and about 10.
Boy, they needed that one, too. Fred was there. Fred was open. Should have made the catch.
Wangler put it where it was supposed to be. Hit him on the hands, and Brockington just dropped it. In with the play is Alan Mitchell, wide receiver. Ricks is picking up a little bit yardage now on Phil Carter, who has really dominated the ground game. Ricks with 46 yards and 6 carries. Wangler looking to put it up again. Carter.
Oh.
Beautiful catch by Anthony Carter in between two people. Defending on the play were Dewerson and Rod Bone. Great catch and great throw. Simple post pattern. Carter starts wide on the left, comes across the middle, and he goes right into the free safety. Wangler puts it on the numbers, and he is hit as soon as he catches it. Anthony holding on to the football. That was the key to the play.
Excellent. First and goal at the 9-yard line of Notre Dame.
Split backs are Edwards and Ricks. He fakes to Ricks, throws to Ricks in the field. Touchdown, Michigan! That's the way to go 70 yards in less than 3 minutes, Larry.
Matter of fact, and some beautiful throwing by John. A great fake.
Wangler makes the fake to the split back Edwards. Ricks comes out in the flat. You'll watch Ricks. He takes an inside release right inside the linebacker, and Wangler puts it right on the numbers. Now he's got to beat one guy to get into the end zone. Ricks just goes for the flag in the corner. Great speed and good power, and he's got it, and Michigan's on the board.
Sheik is good with the extra point. So with 1:50 seconds left in the half, it's Notre Dame 14, Michigan 7.
For Michigan, big drive.
In the second quarter, Pittsburgh 3, Kansas 3.
We'll look at it again. There's Radzinski coming in, and Lawrence Ricks just slips out of the backfield. There you see him coming to the bottom of your screen there. Good pass by Wangler to Lawrence Ricks.
George, you have to believe somebody blew an assignment there. There's nobody on the coverage, and whoever picks the first man up, well, you know, they're doing it in colleges and pros, you know, throwing a lot to the short backs coming out.
And what a difference a change in quarterbacks made for Michigan.
Certainly did.
8 plays, 68 yards, the Michigan scoring drive.
All right. Jim Stone and Ty Barber. Stone on the far side, Barber on the near side for Notre Dame. Ali Hagashik with the ball set in the 40. Number 6, Hagashik will boot it. 1:50 remaining in the half. We got a game now. 14-7 Wolverines. There's a high end-over-end kick. Jim Stone will handle at the goal line. 5, 10, 15, 20. Really shoestringed inside the 15, falls to the 20 as Marion Body, number 3, makes the stop. Let's see what the Irish elect to do now inside 2 minutes remaining in the half.
Well, they have a 14-7 lead. They have 2 timeouts remaining. Will they be content to sit on the ball, or will they try to go down and either kick a field goal or get another score? They're short on time. 20-yard run back.
Well, Michigan really did the job, as Stone had been averaging 35 yards running back at kickoffs 3 times against Purdue. That 15 yards makes a lot of difference. The ball starting at the 20. Carter and Sweeney in the I formation behind Mike Corey. Corey's been in there all the way. Here's Corey looking to pass, and he has Tony Hunter. Overshoots him on the 45-yard line upfield. Overthrown as Marion Body was there on the defense. Tony Hunter had a step on him. Actually, Keith Bostic also double teamed. And that took 5-6 seconds off the clock. 14-7 Notre Dame leads. Corey right to the air with
wide right on second down goes Houlihan. Wide left is Hunter. 1 setback. Curry looking long again, this time for Carter, and it's intercepted by Marion Body. He's out of bounds inside the Notre Dame 30-yard line, and Michigan gets the big play on defense, and they can get right back in this ball game before the first half is over.
He came right back with the very same play, Jim, and it was a very poorly thrown ball. I'm surprised. It's underthrown and to the inside of the field instead of the outside.
Well, they always say never throw the long ball short. Body just playing free safety center field, comes over in front of the receiver, makes the reception. Actually, not much to it. The ball was thrown poorly, and Michigan gets the big play. They are on the Notre Dame 27-yard line. We've got a minute and a half left in the first half, and John Wangler is in there for his second series as quarterback at Michigan. Wide left is Anthony Carter. Wide right, and Alan Mitchell. The backs in the I formation. Fake to Ricks. Wangler back to throw. Throws it out of bounds over the head of Norm Betts, the intended receiver. On the coverage, Mark Zavignon from Notre Dame. Michigan looking at second down and 10 from the Notre Dame, we'll call it the 26-yard line. Wide left, Anthony Carter. Wide right, Fred Brockington. The give is to the fullback, Edwards. Stanley got pretty good running room, gets it down inside the 20. Zavignon in on the stop for the Irish. Minute 17 left in the first half here from Notre Dame Stadium. Jim Brandstetter along with Larry Adderley. Butch Woolfolk is now in at tailback behind Stanley Edwards. Wide left, Anthony Carter. Wide right, Alan Mitchell. 3rd and 5. Wangler over the middle, throws it way over the head of Anthony Carter, incomplete. Michigan, I would suspect, on 4th down, would go with a kick or try to get 3 points. We'll have to look and see. Wangler going out of the game. Haji Sheik coming in. Sheik missed one early in the game from 44 yards. He had plenty of distance. He'll be kicking into a stiff breeze. The ball will be placed down on about the 28-yard line. Add 10 for the end zone. That'll make it a 38-yard attempt. It's a fake. Hewlett takes it. Throws to Stanley Edwards, who makes the catch for a first down. Bo pulling out his bag of tricks and gets Stanley Edwards on the fake field goal. Into the open, Hewlett makes the toss, and Michigan has a big first down. You see Sheik coming through, and he doesn't even kick at it. Hewlett just lofts it up. Edwards had trouble getting a handle on it. Ball thrown behind him, shows good athletic ability, holding on to the ball and going down at the same time. Big play for Michigan. They're inside the 10. 1st and goal. We've got 54 seconds left to go in the first half. The clock is moving.
Big play. Big play.
Wangler, the quarterback. 2 tight ends. Anthony Carter split left. Comes across the formation. Throw to Betts. Touchdown, Michigan. Norm Betts takes the pass from John Wangler, and in 5 minutes, Michigan has scored twice against the Irish. Play action. They've got a blitz. Stanley Edwards picks up the back. Good protection for Wangler. Betts comes across the formation, makes a good catch, and just gets into the corner of the end zone over the tackle of Tom Gibbons, and the Wolverines have come back. And they now trail by just 1 point, 14-13. 31 seconds left to go in the first half. Haji Sheik will attempt to tie it. Haji Sheik knuckleballs it through the uprights, and Michigan has come back in the last 5 minutes of the second half, or first half rather, to tie Notre Dame. We're all tied up, 14-14. Ali Haji Sheik ready to kick it off with 31 seconds left in the first half, following Michigan's tying touchdown. Sheik against the wind hits it deep into the Notre Dame end zone, and Jim Stone had second thoughts about maybe trying to run it out, but then he says, nah, I think I'll just wait. And I think it was a wise decision. Notre Dame will get it 1st and 10 on their own 20. Michigan's scoring drive, 68 yards. Or rather, that was the first scoring drive, 68 yards in 66 plays. The second scoring drive set up by the interception by Marion Body. Notre Dame coming out. 1st and 10 on their own 20. Wide right Houlihan, wide left. Hunter, the backs are split in the pro set. Curry going deep again. Marion Body makes the same interception. This time the ball was thrown long enough, but it wasn't anywhere near target, and Marion Body picks off his second interception of the game. Tony Hunter just goes on a straight fly pattern. Marion Body is making sure nobody gets behind him this late in the half, and he just runs and catches the ball like a receiver. Nice catch by Body on the interception. Hunter there to make the tackle, and Michigan, with his second interception, now takes over. Wangler in at quarterback, 24 seconds left to go. Here in the first half, we've got a tie score. Michigan and Notre Dame all knotted up at 14. Edwards and Ricks are the I-backs. Wide right is Mitchell. The give is to Stanley Edwards. He tries the middle of Notre Dame's line and gets maybe a couple. This will be the last play, the first half. The give is to Ricks. He's got some room outside. Lawrence Ricks gets good yardage and a first down, but that play ends the first half of action with Michigan in a late flurry coming back to tie Notre Dame. And we end the first half of action from South Bend. Michigan 14, Notre Dame 14. We are about ready to begin the second half of football from Notre Dame, as Michigan and Notre Dame are tied at halftime. As we look at the statistics, and most of the Michigan statistics were gained in the last 5 minutes of the half. Lawrence Ricks doing mainly the rushing with a 105-yard team total. Passing, Michigan 53. They all coming on the arm of John Wangler late in the half that got them back in the ball game. As you see the turnovers, Notre Dame with 2, Michigan with none, and that has made the difference here in the football game, as Notre Dame was victimized by a Marion Body interception, and that led to Michigan's tying touchdown as the Wolverines are about ready to come onto the field for the second half of action. We might mention there is a change up in here in the booth, as there will be some changes on the field, we feel, in the second half. Steve Grody, a former All-American high school football player from Cincinnati Elder High School, and great basketball player at the University of Michigan for 4 years under John Orr. He was in the NCAA finals against Indiana. Steve is joining me to replace Larry Adderley. Larry, of course, had laryngitis, as I'm sure you all heard. Larry can play with pain, but you can't play with injury, and so we welcome Steve Grody to the booth.
And Jimmy, of course, in basketball, we talk so much about momentum right before the end of the first half, and the team that seems to get that surge, and there you see Dan Devine's record in 5 years at Notre Dame, pretty decent one. He'll go out with a very good record. But, you know, the last 5 minutes of that first half, Michigan comes on and ties the ball game, and now, of course, they're going to receive the opening kickoff here. And I guess what we'll be interested to see is if, in fact, John Wangler takes the field to start the second half and continue on with the passing attack.
Well, during halftime, I talked to a great many people downstairs in the press box, and they felt that Bo has to go with Wangler in the second half because really Michigan offensively didn't do anything as Rich Hewlett was his quarterback. Now, and that says nothing against Rich Hewlett and his capabilities as a quarterback, but Wangler seems to make things happen, and the Michigan team plays better when he's in there.
Well, and I think, too, Bo Schembechler has always been the type of coach that has put a great emphasis on senior leadership. And I think when you talk about the rest of the team morale, I think your players want to play harder when they've got that senior quarterback in the ballgame. And I think we saw that right at the end of the first half.
I think some things we should also look for in the second half is Michigan probably trying to get the ball to Anthony Carter a little bit more. He's a great offensive weapon, yet they haven't really utilized him that much.
Well, he's leading in 4 different offensive categories in the nation, kick returns being one of them. And realize, too, that the rest of the team does a hell of a job in opening these holes, and it's a tough job, as you know, blocking on that kickoff return, averaging 30 yards each return every time he gets the ball. So a job well done by the rest of the Michigan players.
Mike Johnston kicks it off to begin the second half of action. Carter takes it on the goal line. Anthony breaks it outside, and he's got some room. Luck out, he's got open field. Ron Bone for Notre Dame saves a touchdown as Anthony Carter electrifies this crowd at Notre Dame Stadium as he goes 70 yards with a kickoff return.
And Jimmy, it's nothing but a team effort. Here you see he gets turned around immediately. He's got a tough job catching the ball in the sun. There you see it right on the corner there. He beats that block, and now he's up the sidelines. He'll change fields a couple places, makes a great move right here, cuts back, picks up some downfield blocking right here, and now it's just a foot race, and the Notre Dame player has got the angle on him, Bone, and he'll run him down. Excellent field position for the Wolverines.
1st and 10, Michigan. The give is to Lawrence Ricks off the left side. Bob Crable in there on the stop. Ricks gets a couple. The ball was spotted at the 32-yard line of Notre Dame, so give Anthony Carter a 68-yard kickoff return. Don Kidd also in on the stop for Notre Dame. Wangler is the quarterback for Michigan. The backs for the Wolverines are Stanley Edwards at fullback and Lawrence Ricks the tailback. Wide right goes Alan Mitchell. Wide left, Kenny Gear. The pitch to Ricks. Good yardage into the secondary, and Larry Ricks gets first down yardage. The free safety, Tom Gibbons, makes the hit.
And it certainly doesn't look like the Michigan Wolverines are going to miss Butch Woolfolk that much. Ricks, of course, had an excellent first half, and as you'll see on this run here, he continues to run with excellent, he keeps his head up, picks the blocks. Of course, they're giving the ball deep in the backfield so he can pick his hole, just a little straight arm there, and he knows how to put his head down and run over people, too.
He ran right through Crable, and it's first down, Michigan. Stanley Edwards tries the right side, and he picks up a good chunk, maybe 4 yards. Again, Don Kidd, 6'2", 240-pound senior from Cincinnati, makes the hit. Michigan softening up Notre Dame a little bit in the interior. We talk about Wangler being the thrower, and I think Wangler puts more pressure on the defense because of the things that he can do. You see Stanley Edwards' statistics here for the game today. He puts more pressure on the defense, and Michigan will still have a running game. I don't think there's any problem. Wide right goes Anthony Carter, 2nd down and 6. Wangler back to throw. Wide open, Edwards at the 10. Inside the 10-yard line.
Of course, Jimmy,
John Krim, the wide side halfback, makes the hit. Just a simple little back out of the backfield. The linebacker was coming on a blitz.
And Jimmy,
Wangler picked it up.
As you'll see, this is going to be the same play they scored a touchdown on. A little fake into the line, holds the linebackers, although they were blitzing at the point of the fake, and Edwards just right out of the backfield. Nobody's there to pick him up.
No question, things happen when John Wangler's in the game, and they have happened here in the beginning of the second half. Michigan 1st and goal on the Notre Dame 6. Wide left is Alan Mitchell. Lawrence Ricks tries the left side, bounces a couple times, and gets inside the 5, down to maybe the 3. Scott Zedek makes the hit. No hole there, but Ricks bounced it outside, made good yardage out of nothing.
Well, and he actually ran over his own offensive tackle and was able to slip outside. And once again, here you'll see it. Here's the line action. This is where it's all done. Ricks gets it deep in the backfield again, runs into his own man there. There you'll see he slip on the outside, and it's just power from that point.
A gain of 3 on the play. We'll call it 2nd down and goal. The ball spotted at about the 3-yard line. Anthony Carter split left as a flanker. There are 2 tight ends. Carter coming in motion across the formation. The give to Stanley Edwards. Touchdown, Michigan. Very simple, just reverse pivot by the quarterback, and the people that did it were the people up front. George Lilja, John Powers, and Kurt Becker, as they went right over the middle.
And this will tell it all right here. He barely gets touched. He just puts his head down. I believe if he'd have stayed on his feet, he could have ran right through the end zone.
Ali Haji Sheikh now in the game, attempting to put Michigan on the board and up by 7. The kick is good, and Michigan, after a 68-yard kickoff return from Anthony Carter, has taken the lead here at Notre Dame Stadium. They're ahead 21-14 with 11:57 left to go in the third quarter.
Okay, first down Michigan on the 37-yard line. Actually, just across the 36. We'll call it the 36. First down. Wangler to Ricks. This time he has stopped, really hit in there. 3 or 4 green jerseys. Rice, Kidd, all in there on the stop. And Notre Dame is going to have to summon up something here because it's been going the other way.
This is the play that Ricks broke for 28 yards in the second period, but Notre Dame is waiting for it. Hit by Kidd, followed up by Rice, and then a host of other Notre Dame tacklers.
7 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Michigan has moved ahead of Notre Dame 21-14. It is now second down and 15. The ball on the Michigan 31-yard line. Here's Wangler back to pass down the middle. Carter has it to the 45-yard line. That is short of a first down by about 1.5 yards. But Wangler is having a field day as John Krim is forced to make the stop, and Anthony Carter has been very much in evidence in this game.
Wangler, a drop-back passer, fakes play action, hits his speedster. He throws the ball right on the money. Carter is really fast. He was doubled or tripled, but Wangler got the ball to him for the reception and almost a first down.
So it's third down and less than 1 yard on the Michigan 46, and the way Carter is going off, he may have some bruised ribs. We'll keep an eye on him. So you got Ricks and Edwards again. 2 big setbacks. A pitch back to Ricks. That's Krim, misses him. Still going. Radzinski finally drops him behind the line of scrimmage. And Notre Dame, 3 or 4 hits, could have dropped him for a lot more yardage.
Michigan trying to surprise by sending Ricks to the outside. There you see Larry Ricks. Good play by John Krim. Short yardage, comes across the line. Smartly forces him to the inside. But Ricks, with good determination and good moves, breaks about 4 tackles, and he's finally hit by Radzinski.
Okay. Now we have Don Bracken, and that is John Krim, a single safety for Notre Dame, standing on his 30-yard line. Fourth down and 5. Here's a kick from Bracken. He really gets a sailor. Krim goes back at the 15 to the 20, 21-yard line. And with 5 minutes and 25 seconds left in the third quarter, Notre Dame has the ball on their own 25. The score, Michigan 21 and Notre Dame 14. Okay, here we go. First down at the ball just across the 20-yard line. Here's Curry, back to pass, rolling right, may run, decides to pass, almost picked off by Mel Owens. The outside linebacker on the left, and Curry escaped that time.
Well, everybody threw into a crowd there. Owens was there, Marion Body, who intercepted 2 in the end of the second quarter. Roll out. Curry is thinking about running and probably should have, because look at the white jerseys back there. Almost intercepted.
Well, again, he had some sideline there, but he elected to go for the pass, and whether he got ahead of the line of scrimmage or whatever, there's a penalty on the play, and Notre Dame is going to be penalized back to their 10. And that is right. An eligible receiver there, and he might have run past the line of scrimmage or had a lineman pass there before he threw.
Mike Curry does not look near as sharp as he did in the Purdue game. Maybe this is a weak layoff, but let's give the Michigan defense a lot of credit for forcing him.
Well, they're ahead, and they're putting the pressure on now. It's first down and 20 from the 10-yard line. Here's Corey. Giving to Carter. Not much there. Canavino, 41, meets him. Michigan is toughening up as they have the upper hand in this game. 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Michigan leads 21-14 over Notre Dame.
Canavino is their leading tackler. He's from Cleveland, Ohio, a center. I mean, a senior. Plays the middle linebacker. Notre Dame has the wind behind their backs in this third period, and they'd like to try to get something on the board because they'll have it against them in the fourth period.
Well, they don't have very good field position, George. They're starting at the ball on the 11-yard line. It's second down at about 19. There's Buchanan to the 15-yard line. And Michigan has really taken the momentum of this game as Turgovac makes the stop. From 14-0, Michigan tied at 14-14, went ahead 21-14. It's third down and long. Say third down and 17.
Blair Keel goes in there on third down. This is the freshman quarterback from Columbus, Indiana.
All right, he's taken Corey out on a 3rd and 17. Now they switch into punt formation.
And watch out for a punt.
And he should punt here, and he does. And he gets a long kick. Bouncing down to the 13, down to the 30 rather, to the 25, and it's bobbled down there. And Keith Bostic almost lost it back in the 25-yard line. And on third down and long, Keel really gets off a long one, puts Michigan back on their own 25.
Keith Bostic, a junior from Ann Arbor, he got kneed in the back, but that's one way to keep the ball away from Anthony Carter.
All right, so on third down, Notre Dame kicks it out, and with 3 minutes and 43 seconds left in the third quarter, Michigan has the ball on their own 25-yard line. Michigan 21, Notre Dame 14. 3 minutes and 43 seconds remaining, third quarter. Michigan's ball on their own 26-yard line. And we see that Anthony Carter has not come back in. Brockington wide to the right, Mitchell wide to the left, so maybe he does have some bruised ribs. Here's Wangler back to pass, looking over the middle. He has Ricks, 32-yard line. John Rice makes the stop. But Lawrence Ricks is a pile of trouble and hard to handle.
Well, he slipped out of that backfield. Watch this play action. Watch the good pass blocking on the Michigan line there. There's the play action that holds the defensive lineman. Wangler sets up and he spots Lawrence Ricks coming out of the backfield. He's been a key performer for this Michigan offensive team all day.
Second down and 1. The ball on the Michigan 35-yard line. Carter is still out of there. And the setbacks are Ricks and Edwards. Second and short. Here's the give to Edwards. He comes through for the first down to the 39-yard line, perhaps the 40, as Don Kidd makes the stop. So Michigan retains possession.
Show you the difference in Michigan's offense. John Wangler is 7 for 11 for 75 yards, while the starting quarterback, Rich Hewlett, did not complete a pass, but he did complete one coming in back into the game on a fake field goal.
First and 10, ball on the 40-yard line. Wide left is Fred Brockington, and Wangler looking for him. Big rush. Down he goes. Jeff Lukin, 6'5", 239-pound sophomore, sacks Wangler for a loss of 7 yards. He had really good protection. He just took too much time as Fred Brockington was covered.
Well, as you see, he's got plenty of time to throw the ball. Just excellent coverage in the Notre Dame secondary. Possibly could have stepped up in the pocket a little bit more, but once again, he didn't make the mistake of throwing the ball up for grabs.
Pat Kramer came in there and beat the block of John Powers, the offensive guard, and actually ran Powers back into Wangler. As we go to Ricks on the draw. Ricks gets nothing as Don Kidd from Cincinnati, Ohio makes the stop. And that'll force Michigan now into a third down play with about 17 to go. No gain on the play. The Irish defense stiffening.
You know, we look at our depth chart here for the Notre Dame defense, and it's interesting to note that they have no less than 4 players from the city of Cincinnati on the first 2 units of the defense.
Wangler brings Michigan out. 3rd down, 17. Wide left is Carter. Wide right, Alan Mitchell. Wangler throws an interception. John Krim. Touchdown, Notre Dame. And all of a sudden, we might have momentum changing.
Okay, I don't know. There's going to be a mix-up here on the pass pattern. It looks like Wangler thinks it's the same post pattern that they've been so successful on, but Carter breaks it out on a flag pattern, and of course Notre Dame defense is right there, picks it off, and it's just kind of tough to stop people when they catch it out there in the flat.
John Krim has gone about 45 yards with an intercepted pass and has put Notre Dame back on the board. Oliver converts. It is no good. It is wide to the left, and Michigan gets a break. Oliver misses the extra point, and the Wolverines, following an intercepted pass for a touchdown, remain in the lead. Michigan 21, Notre Dame 20.
On the next series of downs, Michigan was forced to punt. So we move ahead to action later in the quarter.
Notre Dame will take over. 1st and 10 on the Michigan 45. And the 12th man on the Notre Dame team, their fans, are now entering into this ball game. We have 7 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Mike Curry brings the Irish out. 2 tight ends. They're in a wishbone situation. Now they split. Wide left goes Hunter. In the slot, Houlihan. He comes across the formation. Pitch to Carter. Canavino gets a hand on him along with Marion Body and Geargash, and they knock Carter down for no gain, and that is the end of the 3rd quarter. Michigan leads Notre Dame with 1 quarter to go, 21-20.
Start of the 4th quarter, Notre Dame's ball on the Michigan 45-yard line. 2nd down and 10. Sweeney and Carter, the setbacks behind Mike Corey. Corey's been in there the entire game. Corey back to pass. Now decides to run. Tripped up at the line of scrimmage, knocked down behind the line of scrimmage by Canavino, and he's going to come up 3rd and long. But don't forget to join us again for our next telecast of Notre Dame football in 2 weeks when the Fighting Irish visit the Spartans of Michigan State on the Metro Sports Television Network.
Well, Curry, when he's rolling back, he's not getting back deep enough, and when he gets tripped up in there, he has not enough room to maneuver, and Canavino was there as he's been all day.
3rd and 13. Here's Corey looking. Ball is tipped in the air and harmlessly out of bounds. Canavino tipped it, and Mel Owens could not get it, and the Irish are going to be forced to punt. And it appears, George, that Corey is really caught in the middle on a little indecision this afternoon.
Well, he's not sure of himself. In the Purdue game, he was dropping back. He was setting up nicely. Now he's not getting back to set up, and that doesn't allow his receivers to run their full patterns.
I don't want to be super critical here. Punting now here is Blair Keel. He's punted 4 times for 197 yards. A 49-yard average, and of course his long the last time was 69 yards where he got a tremendous bounce. 14 minutes, a little over 14 minutes remaining. Michigan leads Notre Dame 21-20. Now here's Keel's punt. Near sideline, he shanked it, and it was down there by Bushka as the ball is down on the 26-yard line. He didn't get much at all, trying for the near coffin corner. Well, Michigan takes over on their own 26-yard line.
Well, kicking to that coffin corner is a real art, and Keel is only a freshman, and he'll learn that as his career progresses here at Notre Dame.
All right, let's see how the Wolverines play. They put Hewlett, the sophomore quarterback, back in there. We see Kenny Gear is in there in the secondary. Alan Mitchell, 1 wide receiver. Ingram and Woolfolk are the 2 deep backs. Hewlett back in there for Michigan. Woolfolk 25, 27-yard line, 28-yard line. Tripped up in there by Clasby, Bob Clasby. 3 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 7. So we're in the 4th and final quarter of play. It's been a beautiful afternoon after this morning. It looked like we'd be overcast, and really, Notre Dame out front, 14-0. Michigan tied it, went ahead. Notre Dame back within the point. A missed extra point, the difference in this game. Michigan on top by 1. 2nd and 7 from the 28-yard line. There is Hewlett. He is really cleaned up on the play. Clasby in there. Also, John Rice, and they really cleaned him out on the play.
Notre Dame moving down the line with that option play, and to play good defense, you have to cover your area, which Notre Dame does well. There's Tim Marshall coming from behind, the freshman from Weber High School in Chicago, Illinois. He's going to be a great one.
Marshall 77, if you caught the play. Rice 45, Clasby 91. They've got Marshall up there, along with Gramke. That front. Clasby is up there. Okay, Michigan, 3rd and long, 3rd and 8. It's Alan Mitchell in motion. Here's Hewlett back. Here's Marshall, who misses. Another miss on the far side, but he's bounced out of bounds on the 30. And they had a chance to really drop him back on the 20, but Rudzinski finally ran him out.
Well, Rich Hewlett has too much quickness for the on-rushing lineman.
So Don Bracken will come in to kick for Michigan. It'll be 4th down and about 6 yards to go. Bracken has punted for a 35-yard average this afternoon on 4 punts. His longest was 48. 12 minutes and 41 seconds, a lot of time remaining. Michigan leads Notre Dame 21-20, 4th and final quarter. Bracken standing on his 15. Here's his punt. Boy, he gets a sailor. Drives Durson back to the 10-yard line. He picks it up. 15, 19-yard line. Don Bracken really boomed it. 12 minutes, 29 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Notre Dame has the ball on their own 19. The score, Michigan 21, Notre Dame 20.
Let's pick up the action later in the quarter with Michigan in possession.
And John Wangler has come back into the game as Michigan's quarterback. So let's call it musical quarterback this afternoon, as Michigan has had no less than 2 changes at quarterback, but the changes have been with just 2 people, Wangler and Hewlett. 1st and 10, Michigan. The pitch to Butch Woolfolk. Butch gets about 3 as he cuts it outside.
Well, they give that ball to Woolfolk deep in the backfield. Let him pick his hole. Here you'll see the pitch. He'll get it 6 or 7 yards deep. It's pretty much stalemate across the front line. Of course, he'll break it outside. He's able to turn the corner, and at this point, he tries to break it right in between 2 defenders. It's an excellent tackle out there on the outside.
Second down 7. The give in the middle to Stanley Edwards, now in there at fullback. He gets about 3. Joe Rudzinski for Notre Dame on the tackle. The last tackle, by the way, on Woolfolk was made by Mark Zavignan. Michigan trying the running game here. We've got 10:44 left to go in the game. The Wolverines up by 1 point, 21-20. It'll be 3rd down and 5. Call it 3rd and 4 as the ball is on the 48-yard line of Notre Dame.
And Michigan would love nothing better right now than to just drive this ball right into the end zone. At least 3 points, get them out of field goal range, and use up that time.
Kenny Gear wide left. Brockington to the right. Wangler back to throw. Throws complete. It is the back out of the backfield. I believe Gerald Ingram on the sideline, and I think he has enough for the 1st down. John Rice for Notre Dame was there to make the hit. We'll have to wait for where the referee spots it. Good catch by Ingram. The referee spots it on the 44-yard line, and that was just enough, maybe half a football for the 1st down.
And as you watch that replay, I think it's the experience that really came through on Wangler's part. Waited for his receivers to get open, knew exactly where he had to go for the 1st. 1st
and 10, Michigan on the Notre Dame 44. Wide left, Mitchell. the I-backs. The give is to the fullback, Ingram, and Ingram gets maybe a couple. Bob Crable, we've been talking a lot about him this afternoon, and the reason is that he's been on a lot of hits. Scott Zedek also in there for the Notre Dame Irish, and in comes Anthony Carter to the Michigan lineup. So apparently that ankle is maybe got a little ice, a little tape, and Anthony Carter is coming wide left, and he is a pleasant sight for the offense of Michigan because lots of things can happen. 2nd down and 8. Wangler to Woolfolk deep in the backfield, and Butch breaks it outside. Bob Crable again on the stop, but not before Woolfolk gets the first down.
And once again, you bring in Anthony Carter, fade back like you're going to pass it, and of course we saw right at the end of the first half where they ran this exact same draw so effectively. This time it'll be Butch Woolfolk. Of course, he's the sprinter, and he's got that great outside speed once he gets past the line of scrimmage. Once again, the Notre Dame tackler is sure-handed on the outside.
Brings Michigan out 1st and 10. Wide left Brockington. Wide right Carter. The back's in the eye. The give to Woolfolk. Big hole. Closes quickly, though, after a gain of about 2. Pat Kramer in there on the stop. Michigan keeping the ball on the ground, working on the clock. There's 8 minutes, 37 seconds left to go in this ball game with the Wolverines ahead by 1, 21-20. A gain of 2. 2nd down and 8. Carter split wide right. Alan Mitchell to the left. The back's in the eye. Wangler looking to throw. Breaks out of it and hits Ingram. Ingram makes a good cut to get extra yardage. It looked like he might have had a face mash there, but Tim Marshall from Chicago, Illinois, a 6'4", 240-pound freshman, makes the hit on Ingram, same pass that got the first down.
And once again, Wangler here, when he sets up, is looking for that quick post pattern on the outside. Why he didn't throw it, I'm not sure. Could have been the hand there of the defender, 47, coming in. And this is a great change of direction. That certainly looks like a face mask there, but the referee is right on the spot, no flag.
And I know that Bo Schembechler is on the sideline, as we can see right now, very upset that they didn't call the face mask. 3rd and 1. Woolfolk gets it and more, but the ball is loose. Duerson was in there to make the fumble recovery, and Michigan has coughed it up as they were driving for a touchdown. We'll take a look at it, and Woolfolk had the first down when he dropped it, and that makes it worse.
And I think we're going to see here that it's strictly the point of contact is going to be right. The helmet goes there right on the ball, and you can't really fault the ball carrier there. You had it tucked in. It was just an excellent defensive play. And you know, the two turnovers by Notre Dame result in the 2 Michigan scores. One Michigan turnover, an earlier score for Notre Dame. This is their second one.
The Irish on a reverse to Hunter, and he's going to throw the bomb. It is caught.
And you don't think this Tony Hunter is a player? Well, he's an athlete. They may want to put him in there at quarterback. Here you're going to see the reverse. It's really pretty well defensed out here by the Michigan people. They still got the contain on. And I'm going to tell you what, I watched it. You can see this pass. It is pinpointed. Michigan defender right there on the receiver, and that ball is right on the money.
Houlihan makes the great catch. Notre Dame 1st and 10 on the Michigan 48. Carter gets nailed by Turgovac after a gain of 1. Great play by Mike Turgovac. Michigan's all Big Ten tackle. Switching over to tackle from the middle guard position. He put some good wood on Phil Carter that time. Good defensive play by Turgovac.
Of course, they originally moved him over there to the tackle spot because Tony Kelsey, of course, really won that job.
Now Winfred Caraway is in the middle as the middle guard. Curry back to throw over the middle. Mastek makes the catch. Jeff Reeves on the coverage, but Mastek came down with it. He's another in a long line of great Notre Dame tight ends, going back to the Seymours and the Caspers.
And of course, when you talk about great receivers, you talk about concentration. You'll see him, he hits the ball one time, bobbles it, catches it about waist high, and that defender's right on his back, and he still pulls it in.
You can't fault the defense on that one, as he had good coverage on Mastek. It's just that Mastek made a great catch. They'll measure for the first down, and they've got it. 6 minutes, 41 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. Michigan leading by just 1 point, 21-20. Notre Dame driving. They now have a first down on the Wolverine, 33.
And I think we've got the kind of game here that not only we expect to see when these two teams get together, but the kind we like to see.
Two receivers are split wide left. They are Houlihan and Hunter. The back's in the eye. Carter gets a big hole, and he's brought down by Marion Body. All the way to the 25, a gain of about 8 yards. They'll mark it at about the 24, call it 9 yards. Second down and 1. Phil Carter finds a hole and gets yardage.
Of course, the Michigan linebackers on this play are filling in a hurry. You won't see it, but they're right at the point of attack right there. You break the seam, and of course, there's nobody there until you get to the defensive secondary. Marion Body coming across on the left side to pull Carter down.
Two receivers split right. Second and 1. Buchanan gets the first down before Robert Thompson jumps on his back and pulls him down. Notre Dame inside the Michigan 25 to the Michigan 21. 5 minutes, 49 seconds left to go in the game, and the Irish are driving. And the 12th man on the Irish football team, the student body, has come into play in this ball game as they head down toward the Irish end zone. Houlihan's the flanker. Tony Hunter lines up as the tight end. I-backs. Across the formation comes Houlihan. Carter breaks it down the middle, and for Jeff Reeves makes the stop. A gain of 6.
Of course, that's the same play where earlier in the second half we saw Reeves close down, able to shut it off. The play went inside just a little bit more on the inside shoulder of the tackle, and Reeves, of course, couldn't get in there in the backfield. 4 or 5 yards before he's able to get him.
Two tight ends. They'll stack the eye. Carter again. Nowhere as Owens comes in. Robert Thompson helps as they gets maybe a yard.
Of course, now at this point in time, down 21-20, all you need is that field goal to take the lead. But of course, and that's the situation they'll be in if they don't convert here on this third down play. Michigan then will get the ball back approximately 4 minutes to play in the ball game.
Third down and 3. There are 4 minutes and 32 seconds left to play. Michigan leading by 1, 21-20. Notre Dame comes out. They stack the eye with two tight ends. Carter gets the first down inside the Michigan 10-yard line before Keith Bostic and Marion Body bring him down. Brian Carpenter also in on the stop, and the Irish are inside the 10-yard line and driving.
Well, I'll tell you what, you expect to see that motion when they line up in that straight eye formation. He's got those two big tight ends. It's just, hey, they'll tell you just hit anybody in sight. Of course, this fellow knows how to run the ball. Followed his blocking, broke it to the outside. First and goal now at the 8-yard line. And let's look ahead a little bit and anticipate that two-point conversion if they should take it in for the touchdown now.
Notre Dame with a first and 10 on the Michigan 8-yard line. Buchanan and Carter are the I-backs. Buchanan and Jim Stone, and Jim Stone gets it. Canavino brings him down after a gain of about 2.
And Canavino made just a tremendous play. Shed the isolation block of the fullback, bounced off, and right there at the line of scrimmage. Let's call it a 2-yard gain.
Buchanan comes out, and Sweeney comes in at fullback for the Wolverines. Jim Stone is now the tailback for Phil Carter. He's a little bit bigger than Carter. They like him to run when they're in a goal line situation. Notre Dame now, second down and goal from the 6. Jim Stone gets it. Big hole, but he's stopped in a hurry. Andy Canavino once again makes the hit. Down on the bottom, Mel Owens getting up. Michigan bending a little bit here on the goal line, but they're not breaking. It's third and goal from the 4. Cannavino comes up with a big hit after it looked like Stone might get in. Seven seconds left to play. Notre Dame, 3rd and goal from the Michigan 4. The Wolverines in the goal line prevent. The give to Phil Carter. Touchdown, Notre Dame!
Here we're going to see the replay, and I think that the Michigan defense is going to have a talk with their people. They so often during the ball game they're not set. They're running around and they're not set when the Notre Dame people are ready to play. In that situation, I think people were just a little bit out of place, and they just blew a hole wide open in that left side.
That was it. Give him a hole. Phil Carter's going to run through it. He's that good a runner. So Notre Dame now takes the lead, 26-21. 3 minutes and 3 seconds left, and the Irish will go for 2 for the extra point. Incomplete, so Michigan keeps Notre Dame from getting the 2-point conversion, which would have made it 28-21, and Michigan, had they scored, would have had to go for 2 to win it. So now, there's a lot of strategy involved. With 3 minutes and 3 seconds, the Irish have taken the lead, 26-21. Mike Johnston set to kick it off for Notre Dame as we head to the final moments of this great football game. Deep to receive, Stanley Edwards and Anthony Carter. The kick is a squibber. It'll be picked up by a Wolverine, but not Anthony Carter. He's got some room outside. Gets it back out over the 20-yard line.
Boy, and I'll tell you what, the Wolverines have to feel lucky to get that ball, that they even picked that ball up. I think they thought it was going to go out of bounds and possibly look for the 5-yard penalty. But they didn't have time to wait and to make that decision. They had to pick it up. Of course, they'd like to see it in Anthony Carter's hands, but nonetheless, they did get it out just outside the 20-yard line. 1st and goal, really.
That's it. It was Tommy Hassel who picked the ball up for the Wolverines, and they've got now 2 minutes and 53 seconds to go 79 yards. Wangler is in at quarterback. And I believe the referee is asking for quiet from the Notre Dame partisans. First and 10 Michigan on the 21. Wangler back to throw. Interference, I believe, on Notre Dame. Joe Rudzinski was covering Norm Betts on the play. Wangler threw it in there, and I believe Rudzinski got a hand on Betts before the ball got there.
And I think it's going to be pretty obvious. Once again, the play action fake. No question that Michigan will be throwing the ball. Good position on the offense. Here you're going to see him just right into the back before the ball's there. Official right there on the sidelines. Flag thrown immediately.
Dan Devine on the sideline. I'm not sure whether he liked that call or not, but from the replay, it looked like it was a good call. First down for the Wolverines. The ball is on the 29-yard line. Wangler back. Intercepted. The pass intended for Alan Mitchell, but John Wright, linebacker, getting a good drop, managed to get a hand on it and deflect it. Incomplete.
Well, and you got to wonder why Michigan wasted time here running the fake here off the run. They're an obvious passing situation. Once again, a receiver wide open, but an excellent drop by the Notre Dame linebackers.
Second down 10. 2:41 left. Michigan trailing by 5. Wangler straight back. Throws to Woolfolk. Butch turns it upfield and gets the first down. He's over the 40-yard line.
And I'll tell you what, that was a big play for the Michigan Wolverines. Pretty much just get it out to Woolfolk in a one-on-one situation with a lot of open field, and he can just pretty much run by people. Here you see the straight drop back now. Gives the receivers a little more time to get out into their patterns, and I think it gives Wangler a little more time to take a look at the pass coverage. There it is, one-on-one situation. Woolfolk and the linebacker. Here you see it. That's knowing where your first down is right there.
Wangler back again. He's getting a rush. He cannot get out of it. Sacks Wangler. Michigan now, 2nd down and 10. They will lose a yard, so we'll call it 2nd down and 11. Don Kidd, one of the Irish front four, coming out of there limping a bit. Looks like a knee or an ankle. A minute and 54 seconds left. Clock is running. 2nd down, 12. Now the referee calls timeout. They are allowing time for Don Kidd to get off the field.
And of course, all eyes, the Notre Dame people are going to be on Anthony Carter, I'm sure. You got to believe they're going to look for some secondary receivers.
Wangler gives to Woolfolk up the middle, and Butch breaks it. He's over to 50, but fumbles. John Powers handles for Michigan. Oh, John Powers, an offensive guard who is downfield blocking, gets the fumble from Woolfolk, and Michigan managed to stave off another big mistake.
Of course, Woolfolk, once again, excellent speed. This has been the knock against him in the past, that he does tend to fumble it. Once again, he takes a big hit, and the ball comes loose. Powers right there, and I don't know if he fell on it exactly that first time.
1st and 10, Michigan. A minute 31 left to go. They're on the Notre Dame 41. Wangler back. Throws it out of bounds. It was intended for Craig Dunaway, a sophomore out of Upper St. Clair, Pennsylvania. Wangler was getting a big rush, and I think a wise decision by John. He saw that there was no place to put the ball. He was getting the rush, so instead of getting sacked and keeping the clock running, he threw it away to stop the clock.
And remember, too, Wangler, of course, coming off that real bad knee injury last year that he suffered in the bowl game. So he's not going to have the great mobility that, say, your Hewlett or the other people will have. So he's got to stay in there a little bit longer.
2nd down and 10. A new set for Michigan, and Anthony Carter out on the far right is in a slot position, and out further than him is Fred Brockington with the backs in the eye. Wangler looking to Carter, and it's caught. He dropped it. The referee says he dropped it. I don't know. Anthony looked like he caught it, but whoever hit him an unbelievable lick. That was John Krim. Now let's watch it again to see if Anthony holds on.
Great pass pattern, a pinpoint pass, and a big hit too. Here you'll see it. He catches the ball at this point. Look at the hit he takes right on the head, and you're going to see right there that he does in fact drop the ball. If you can see you could almost see the stripes. Tough call for the official once again, right on the spot.
Minute 16 left to play. 3rd down, 10 yards to go. Wide right, Anthony Carter. Wide left, Alan Mitchell. Wangler to give to Wolfson. He's got room right up the middle. But Wolfson is down inside the 5-yard line before he's brought down. A minute and 6 seconds left, and a play that you expect them to pass. Woolfolk turns into a big gain inside the Notre Dame 5. Tom Gibbons saved the touchdown. Let's look at it.
Let's take a look at it. And for the Michigan fans, run it again and again and again. Look at that. Not a soul within 5-10 yards of Woolfolk. He doesn't even come close to being touched till he's down around about the 15-yard line. Excellent balance there. And those are a big extra, 12 yards that he picks up. 1st and goal at the 4-yard line. What a finish to a great ball game.
We've got a minute and 6 seconds left to play in this ball game. Michigan trails Notre Dame 26-21. Michigan has a 1st down on the Notre Dame 4. There is a timeout on the field. Schembechler with Gary Mueller on the sidelines talking to John Wangler, discussing strategy. What do we do? 1st down and 4 inside the Notre Dame 5.
There's timeout on the field. Time for, including ourselves, to catch our breath.
1st and 4 from the 1st and 4 from the 4-yard line. Michigan with John Wangler at the quarterback, the I formation. Ingram the fullback, Woolfolk the tailbacks, Mitchell in motion. The give to Woolfolk, he's down inside the 3, maybe to the 2-yard line. Bob Crable, the great middle linebacker for the Irish, makes the stop. Woolfolk gets maybe a yard, and the Wolverines immediately call timeout.
And of course, you know, what are you going to do? Big decision. This is what coaches are paid to do. You run it right up the middle. You know, they've had great success with that back out in the flat in the goal line situations on the short flat pass. You know, they're talking about on the sidelines now.
.56 seconds left to play in the football game. Michigan trailing 26-21. The Wolverines on the Notre Dame 2-yard line. First and goal. Wangler with the I-backs, Ingram and Woolfolk. Mitchell in motion across the formation. The pitch to Woolfolk. Butch gets to the 1 and he's stopped. He gets to the 1-yard line and the Irish come up with a big defensive play. John Rice from Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio, comes up to make the hit.
Here you're going to see the replay. Once again, put the wide receiver in motion, take out one defender on that side, and boy, right here it looks like you're going to be able to just run right over those people into the end zone. But Crable's a big, strong fella, and he's got a little bit of help, and they're about the 1.5-yard line.
Seconds left. Michigan trailing by 5. First and goal from the 2. Wangler says, hold on, I can't get my players to hear the signal. So he steps back. The referee steps in and says, we'll give you some time. Michigan, third and goal from the 1.5. The Wolverines trail by 5. Wangler back to throw. Throws deep in the end zone. Touchdown, Michigan!
It went off one player's hand and the caught by the tight end.
Deep in the end zone. Woolfolk thought the ball was for him. He went up, tipped it, and Dunaway came down with it.
There you're going to see it. Once again, not open immediately out of the end zone, off the fake, and there it is. I don't think it was even intended for Woolfolk, but he jumped up, got a hand on it. I don't believe it, and I know the Notre Dame people don't believe it.
What a finish to this ball game.
If Michigan, it's over.
If it's over, yeah. Michigan has taken a 27-26 lead. There are 41 seconds left to go.
And they've got to go for 2.
They don't have to. They've got the lead. They can kick it. If they go for 2, all that means is that Notre Dame has to score a touchdown to beat them. And Michigan will go for 2. Wangler brings him out. They're in the I. Woolfolk, the deep back. Ingram is the fullback. They're going to throw. Deep in the end zone for Dunaway, and it is incomplete. So, 2-point conversions, 2 of them. One from Notre Dame and one from Michigan fail. And we are now heading to the last 41 seconds of the game with the Wolverines leading 27-26. Ali Haji Sheikh will kick it off for Michigan with 41 seconds remaining. He's got the wind at his back, and he hits it deep through the end zone, and Notre Dame will be forced to start the last 41 seconds from their own 20, giving them the long way to go. Come out to the line of scrimmage with a brand new quarterback, Blair Keel. He is the kicker. He is a freshman from Columbus, Indiana, and he will be the leader, and he is the passer in the last 41 seconds for the Irish as they go to the shotgun. Michigan dropping everybody deep. Keel throwing way deep downfield. It is intended for Tony Hunter, and there is a flag on the play, and it appears it will be interference. 31 seconds left.
Well, and here's the replay, and once again, you know, Tony Hunter, 6'4", excellent athlete, an excellent basketball player in Cincinnati. They're just going to throw it way up high. He's got the height advantage, hoping for any type of exactly this to happen. There you see the interference. Jump on his back. We saw it earlier, called against the Notre Dame people. Turnabout's fair play, I guess.
Well, if Notre Dame does get close, they do have to kick the field goal into a stiff breeze. We've got 31 seconds left to go. It is 1st and 10. Blair Keel is the Notre Dame quarterback. They have 2 tight ends. They will shift into the shotgun. Wide left is Hunter. Wide right, Houlihan. Keel going deep to Houlihan. Almost intercepted by Jeff Reeves. Reeves covering on the play, almost intercepted it, but couldn't hold on, as Houlihan also got a hand in there, and I just think he bobbled it enough so that he couldn't make the reception.
And I'll tell you what, there was no stopping Reeves if he hangs on to this ball. Once again, he looks away, doesn't follow that receiver specifically. Excellent pass, just Reeves, good position, and if it wasn't for that little bit of contact, I think you'd have saw him run down the sidelines with that ball.
2nd down and 10, 25 seconds remaining. Michigan leading by 1, 27-26. Notre Dame with the ball on Michigan's 48. They go to the shotgun. Wide left Hunter, wide right Houlihan. Blair Keel, the quarterback. Incomplete. The tight end, Dean Mastic, could not hold on. Paul Gergash on the coverage, and he also got a big hit in there from Keith Bostic.
Boy, and I'll tell you what, you don't really expect to see Mastic drop many balls like that. And once again, they just need, I'd say they need a couple completions, 25, 30 yards, and they're inconceivably field goal range.
Well, that one should have been caught. The ball was there, the receiver was open, and it hit him in the hands, but he dropped it, so Michigan. Now looking at Notre Dame, coming out for a 3rd down and 10. 20 seconds remaining. They shift back to the shotgun. Wide left, Tony Hunter. Wide right, Houlihan. Pass over the middle to Phil Carter. Phil Carter tackled by Canamino on the 39-yard line of Michigan. Let's set it up. 4th down and 1. Notre Dame on the Michigan 39. They've got 9 seconds left. No timeouts remaining. Blair Keel is the quarterback. Straight back. Throw to Tony Hunter. And I believe, are they calling it complete? They're calling it complete. It'll be enough for the 1st down. Stops the clock with 4 seconds left and gives Notre Dame a 1st down. It isn't over yet. Going to try for the field goal. This is the last play of the game, the try for the field goal. It is good, and Notre Dame wins the football game. Harry Oliver, the kicker, a 5'11" junior from Cincinnati, Ohio, has just won this football game for Notre Dame. Pandemonium reigns here at Notre Dame Stadium in South Bend as Michigan took the lead with little more than a minute left, and the Irish came back and they kicked a field goal somewhere in the neighborhood of 51 yards, and Harry Oliver has just become a hero here in South Bend as the Notre Dame Fighting Irish defeat the Wolverines from Michigan 29-27 on a last-minute field goal by Harry Oliver. Be sure to join us next week as the South Carolina Gamecocks travel to Ann Arbor, Michigan to take on the Michigan Wolverines. Once again, you can see the sad story for Wolverine fans, a very happy one for the Irish. The final score, Notre Dame 29, Michigan 27. The executive producer of On TV Sports is Rocky Flitterman. Today's game was produced by Chuck Wasilek, and our stage manager has been John Toohey. This is Jim Brandstetter saying so long for Larry Adderley and Steve Grody. This has been a sports presentation of National Subscription Television.
Let's look at some of the scoring. The Irish opened it up on this touchdown run by Phil Carter. It was a 6-yard run. The extra point made it 7-0. Carter with 103 yards rushing on the afternoon. About 5 minutes to go in the first half, Mike Curry will hit Pete Houlihan with a 10-yard touchdown pass. This drive, 51 yards. In 11 plays, it looked like all Notre Dame. They were up 14-0. But the Michigan Wolverines turned it around completely. They came storming back with 3 touchdowns. Stanley Edwards scores. The Wolverines led 21-14, and that set up a wild finish. Notre Dame scored with 3:03 left in the ball game. They led 26-21. John Wangler brought Michigan back. 79-yard drive. He hit Craig Dunaway with a touchdown pass. 41 seconds left on the clock. Michigan led 27-26. Looked like it was all over, but Notre Dame came back one more time. 1 second left on the clock. Harry Oliver kicked a 51-yard field goal. Notre Dame wins it 29-27. Bo is getting used to losing breakers against Notre Dame. Last year it happened by a field goal. This year, just about the same. Impossible to recap the enthusiasm, the excitement, but here's the way it happened. Notre Dame opened a 14-0 lead. Michigan came storming back with 3 unanswered touchdowns. They led 21-14. With 3 minutes left in the game, it was Notre Dame again. They led 26-21. Then John Wangler led a miracle Michigan drive, 78 yards. It ended with a touchdown pass to Craig Dunaway. 41 seconds left on the clock. Michigan had the lead 27-26. Freshman quarterback Blair Keel then led Notre Dame back down the field. 1 second left. Harry Oliver, a 51-yard field goal, and that gave the Irish the win, 29-27, the first time Michigan has ever lost a game at Notre Dame.
The Wolverines lost for the first time ever at South Bend today. The final, Notre Dame 29, Michigan 27. The victory came for the Irish on the last play of the game, a 51-yard field goal by kicker Harry Oliver. Now, with the game tied at 14-all in the third quarter, Stanley Edwards gets the call. He takes it in from 3 yards out, and Michigan has a 21-14 lead. Still third quarter now. John Wagler will go back to pass. The ball is intended for Anthony Carter. It's picked off by Notre Dame's John Krim. He heads back the other way, goes down the sideline, goes all the way, 49 yards for the score. The 2-point conversion is missed. Michigan still ahead 21-20. Then Notre Dame recovered a fumble and scored again. Phil Carter going in from 4 yards out. They missed the 2-point conversion. Notre Dame up 26-21, but the Wolverines came back. 41 seconds to play, 3rd and goal from the 1. Wangler throws into a crowd. The ball is tipped into the hands of Craig Dunaway in the back of the end zone. The 2-point conversion fails. Michigan up 27-26. Then the heart stopper. 4 seconds left to play. Harry Oliver hits a 51-yard field goal for Notre Dame. His kick just making it over the crossbar. Notre Dame beats Michigan 29-27 as the fans in South Bend go crazy. And you know, Bo will have a few things to say about this one. You can hear them all tomorrow morning on Michigan Replay.